What's going on, everybody? Jared Barnes here, back with another video. Today I got my top 5 college bowl games that I am looking forward to this bowl season. And, it's clear and obvious. College football, my second favorite sport next to the NFL, with the NBA falling directly behind it. College football is just the best. Bowl season, there's nothing better than it because you get some great matchups that you don't normally see, and you get to see teams that will never play each other during a regular season playing each other in bowl games. And it's just so fun to watch. Such cool matchups, cool storylines, everything else. I didn't include any of the semifinals, and the national championship isn't included in this list mainly because the semifinal games wouldn't have been included regardless. I don't think those are going to be that fun of games in my opinion. And the national championship game, not really a bowl game. Everybody's going to be watching that game anyways. But here are 5 games that I'm going to be for sure watching. And let's start out with number 5. So at number 5, I have the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. And while you may be like, Jared, come on now. Let's be honest, is the AutoZone Liberty Bowl really going to be that fun of a bowl game to watch? Maybe for you it's not, but for me it for sure will be. It's WVU versus Army. Army was out of a bowl game there earlier this week, and that was a shame. WVU stepped up to the plate and picked up that game. And I don't know what it is that's necessarily drawing me to this bowl game. I don't know if it's that I like WVU. I don't know if it's that I just have always had this love and affection for the Army Black Knights. I respect that football program. I respect that football team. And I love our United States military. It's just, I love it. It's great. Respect anybody that's ever served or anything like that. And yeah, so plus, like I said, it's Army. I mean, who doesn't like a good old-fashioned Army game? I mean, the Army-Navy game is maybe the greatest game in football every single year. It's the best. And, looking at this game, WVU's favored by 7.5. I don't know how Army really matches up to WVU. This is going to be a defensive battle. The over-under is like 41.5, if I'm correct, if I'm looking at it. 41.5. So, yeah, going to be a defensive battle. Whose defense is going to make the most stops? I don't know how Army fares against WVU talent-wise. WVU is a Big 12 school. Army's an independent. So, but everybody knows, Army, they are legit the Army. They are well-disciplined individuals. So they're going to play up to par. They're going to play good regardless. So, it's going to be a fun game to watch for sure. At number 4, I have the Cure Bowl. And again, this is another bowl game where you might be like, dude, why are you picking bowl games that nobody gives a crap about? Well, this is one of those games that we didn't get to see during the regular season, but we're actually going to see, and that is Liberty versus Coastal Carolina. Instead of seeing this game, we ended up seeing the BYU Coastal Carolina game, which in my opinion was the best college football game this season, bar none. And that's why I like this game so much. And I want to just see if Liberty can spoil Coastal Carolina's season. I'm not sure if they will. But if they can ruin the mullet season, because personally, I love the story of Coastal Carolina, them going undefeated. I like the coach. I like the program they're building down there. But after watching that BYU game, for some reason, I just got this, I'm not sure, this cockiness that they have, that they think they're just so great. I honestly kind of hated Coastal Carolina after watching that game. But they play very well. They're a good football team, so it's going to be a fun game. Liberty's good, though. Liberty's beaten, I think, 2 or 3 ACC schools this year. Liberty is no joke, a very underrated school. And I think Liberty would have beat Coastal Carolina if they would have played them then. But in this game, Coastal Carolina's favored by 7.5, but this isn't going to be on that teal field. I actually don't know where it's going to be, but I know it's not going to be on the teal field. It's a Cure Bowl. It's not a memorable sight. It's not a memorable bowl game. Anybody that's willing to pay any money to put their name onto a bowl game is going to get it, because the NCAA will take any single dime that they can get. But anyways, the Cure Bowl is definitely going to be a fun game. Coastal Carolina is favored by 7.5, so whether you want to make your gambling pick there or not, I think it's going to be a fun game. I lean towards Coastal Carolina, but I want to see Liberty dethrone them because I kind of don't like Coastal Carolina as much as I did earlier in the year, just because I was such a big fan of BYU and they beat them, and I was kind of salty about it. Moving on to number 3, and it was very hard for me to pick the top 3 because I've been looking forward to these games since the minute they were announced. But at number 3, I put the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This year in that bowl game, it's Cincinnati versus Georgia. And Cincinnati was a team that I thought could have made a run at the college football playoffs, but COVID kind of hit them. The committee has no respect for anybody that's a non-Power 5 school. So, yeah, that happened. And Georgia's no joke. Cincinnati's defense is very good statistically this year. But then you look and you do say, hey, who did you play? You played no real Power 5 schools. You played non-Power 5 teams. Your only top 25 win was against the last game they just played in their conference championship. And the name of the team is leaving me because I didn't check on that. Tulsa. They played Tulsa, the top 25 win. It was like a pouring down rainstorm, and nobody seemed to take that into consideration on maybe why Cincinnati kind of struggled in that game, because they really couldn't pass the football because it was literally pouring down. But okay, Georgia's no joke. That when JT Daniels stepped in on the offense, that offense changed immediately. Georgia has never been this huge passing offense, but JT Daniels came in and they started throwing the rock around. And JT Daniels is a very, very good quarterback. Everybody knew that when he got his chance to play at Georgia, they were going to be able to toss the pigskin around the yard. And that's what they've done. I like JT Daniels. One of my favorite quarterbacks in college, hands down. Other than Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler, it'd be JT Daniels. Those are my 3 favorites because those guys are going to be back next year. Trevor Lawrence is the best, but those 3 that I just listed, Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett from Pitt's in there. I'm not going to even disrespect my man. Kenny Pickett, you're on that list too. Don't feel bad. It's probably Kenny Pickett, you're pretty high on the list. You might be number 1, but it's Sam Howell, Spencer Rattler. Like most talented, Spencer Rattler, Sam Howell, and JT Daniels, but Kenny Pickett's my guy. I love Kenny Pickett. But back to what I was saying. JT Daniels and that Georgia offense are going to be a tough matchup for Cincinnati. This is an offense with the talent and the size that Cincinnati has not faced all year. Cincinnati has NFL guys across the yard on that team, so it does not matter. But this is going to be a fun game. It's cool to see that you would think that because of the Georgia being an SEC school, I'm sure if the committee made the lines, this would be a 25-point game. But right now, Georgia's only favored by 7.5 points. I want to see Cincinnati lay it down to them. I want to see Cincinnati thump them in the mouth. And I want to see Cincinnati come out and win. That's my personal pick for this game. I like Luke Fickell, and I like that Cincinnati team a lot. I want to see Cincinnati win this game for sure. At number 2, I got the Cotton Bowl taking place on December 30th. It's Oklahoma versus Florida. And, I got one thing to say about this game for sure is offense, offense, offense. That's what you're going to get. If you like offensive games, if you like scoring games, this is the game for you because Florida put on a showcase of offense against Alabama. Alabama just hit them right in the mouth back, and I expect the same exact thing in this game. The Big 12 champs versus the SEC runner-up. This Oklahoma team right now is better than any of the Oklahoma teams that have made the college football playoffs in the last couple of years. That's how I feel about this Oklahoma team. They kind of stunk earlier in the year, but they really got it together. And this Oklahoma team is special. With Spencer Rattler at quarterback, he's coming back next year. Oklahoma is going to be very good. But it's about this game for them right now. And they can really show a lot of people just how good they're going to be by beating Florida. Because Florida's a good team. They got the hopeful Heisman winner in Kyle Trask. But I think it should be Devontae Smith. But the Heisman has become a quarterback award. So it's probably going to be either Mac Jones or Kyle Trask. And Kyle Trask is one of those guys that's a Heisman hopeful. And it'll be exciting to see because this isn't going to really help his Heisman bidding because the voting, I believe, closed. But it'll be interesting to see him come out and attempt to light the world on fire versus Oklahoma because he's going to have that opportunity to do so for sure. But Spencer Rattler is going to try to hit them right back in the mouth. But I think this Florida defense is something that Oklahoma hasn't really seen all year other than maybe WVU, maybe Iowa State, but they beat Iowa State, so it's going to be fun to watch. This game is a must-watch for everybody in the country. If you only watch one bowl game this year, you don't watch any of the semifinals, watch the Cotton Bowl between Florida and Oklahoma. You will not regret it, I promise you. And my number one game that I'm looking forward to the most this bowl season is Texas A&M versus North Carolina. Was just having a conversation with one of my good podcasting friends from Instagram at Burgers and Brats, and we were talking about this game because this is a game that we're both looking forward to watching a lot. It's the playoff reject versus the team that got the other team into the playoffs. No, the North Carolina win was being used a lot by the committee, saying, oh, this win against North Carolina was a very good win for Notre Dame. This is one of the reasons we put them in. Well, guess what? Texas A&M kind of got the crap end of the stick here, and they're now out of the playoffs, and they want to come in and smack North Carolina right in the mouth because they're mad. They're mad they didn't make the playoffs. They think they're one of the top 4 teams in the country. I don't think that they deserve to be in the playoffs because they said that it was very hard to win that SEC schedule, but you got thumped by Alabama early in the year. Play better in that game and maybe have a chance, honestly. But they want to come in and hit North Carolina in the mouth because this was the team that kind of, in their mind, maybe got Notre Dame in the playoffs and kind of ruined their chances. And I think for North Carolina, they want to come out and be like, hey, this is a team that they thought they should have been in the playoffs. The country thought they should have been in the playoffs. Nah, we're better than them. We're going to smack them in the mouth. We're going to beat them. Mac Brown, what he's done with that North Carolina program like that is blown my mind. That just proves how good of a coach Mac Brown was. But here's the thing. Mac Brown didn't bring in all those guys. A lot of these guys were there. The talent was there for North Carolina. It was just they were so poorly coached. Mac Brown came in and picked it up and was like, hey, these guys, you guys are good. Like, this team's young. Sam Howell, true sophomore. It's insane. Spencer Rattler and Sam Howell, both sophomores this year. They're coming back next year. Probably the 2 top quarterbacks in college football. That was kind of what we were talking about in that conversation because I brought up how young Sam Howell is. And this is a game I expect Sam Howell to feast, mainly because I think this is a game where North Carolina is going to play well because they want to come out and show the country just how good of a team they are. They want to show them that the ACC is real. They want to show them that they will not get bullied by Jimbo Fisher. They want to show them that they are better than this Texas A&M team that should have been in the playoffs. And that's why this game is my number one must-watch and why I'm looking forward to watching this one the most. But if you watch any of these bowl games, like I said, watch the Cotton Bowl because it's going to be such a great game. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for coming and watching this video. And if you like this content, make sure to subscribe. Like the video, comment. Check me out on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter. I'm on TikTok as well. You can check around on all those social medias. Got another video coming probably on Tuesday. I want to start trying to do every Tuesday or every other Tuesday a top 10 Tuesday. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but for the upcoming Tuesday, I for sure want to do top 10 sports moments of 2020. So if you had a sports moment this year that you absolutely loved, let me know what that sports moment is, and we will see if it makes the list of top 10. Looking forward to that list. Looking forward to that video. Hope you enjoyed this one, though. Have a good one. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Depends on whenever you're watching this, but anyways, enjoy the holidays.